ZYN, the nicotine pouch that took over gas stations, college campuses, and social media. It promised a smokeless, spit-free alternative to traditional tobacco, skyrocketing in popularity. But now, the tides are turning. Sales are stagnating, lawsuits are piling up, and a wave of controversy is threatening to take ZYN down for good. What went wrong? And is this the end of ZYN? To understand ZYN's downfall, we need to look at how it blew up in the first place. Originally developed by Swedish Match, ZYN entered the US market as a healthier nicotine alternative. No smoke, no spit, just pure nicotine pouches. Unlike traditional dip or vapes, ZYN was discreet and marketed as a clean alternative. It quickly gained traction, especially among young adults and professionals who wanted a buzz without the stigma of smoking or vaping. By 2023, ZYN had become a cultural phenomenon driven by aggressive marketing, online influencers, and growing movement away from cigarettes. But that rapid success also led to its biggest problems. The first cracks in ZYN's empire appeared when health experts began sounding the alarm. While marketed as safe, ZYN still contains high doses of nicotine, an addictive substance with links to heart problems, increased blood pressure, and withdrawal issues. Critics argued that ZYN was just another way to keep people hooked on nicotine, disguised under a healthier brand image. Then came the legal battles. In late 2023, multiple lawsuits accused ZYN of targeting minors with its sleek packaging and fruity flavors. Sound familiar? It's the same playbook that led to the downfall of Juul. And if history has taught us anything, it's that the FDA doesn't play around when it comes to nicotine products being marketed to young people. ZYN versus Juul. So is history repeating itself? If you think ZYN's story sounds familiar, that's because we've seen this play out before. Just a few years ago, Juul was the nicotine giant on top of the world, until it wasn't. And when you compare ZYN's trajectory to Juul's, the similarities are impossible to ignore. Let's break it down. The explosive rise. Launched in 2015, Juul was initially marketed as a cleaner alternative to smoking. Its sleek USB-like design and flavored pods made it a status symbol among young adults and teens. By 2018, Juul dominated the e-cigarette market with over 70% market share and a valuation of $38 billion. Social media supercharged its growth with influencers, memes, and viral content, making it the go-to nicotine product for young users. ZYN followed the same playbook, positioning itself as a clean, smokeless nicotine alternative that was discreet and easy to use. It gained traction through social media, viral trends on TikTok and Instagram, and even organic word-of-mouth marketing. By 2023, ZYN had become a cultural phenomenon, particularly among college students, young professionals, and those looking for a healthier nicotine fix. Just like Juul, its branding and marketing focused on modern, sleek packaging and fun flavors, making it appealing to younger demographics. The red flags start piling up. As Juul exploded in popularity, health experts and regulators took notice. Reports surfaced about teen addiction, leading to FDA investigations and mounting public pressure. By 2019, Juul stopped selling flavored pods in the US under pressure from lawmakers. A wave of lawsuits accused Juul of targeting minors, sparking a massive PR crisis. In 2020, Juul sales plateaued as scrutiny increased and major retailers pulled Juuls from shelves. Warning signs for ZYNs. Just like Juul, health experts began questioning ZYN's long-term effects, warning that nicotine pouches were still highly addictive. By late 2023, reports surfaced of young users getting hooked on ZYN, mimicking Juul's underage controversy. In 2024, legal action started ramping up, with lawsuits alleging that ZYN was marketing itself to young people through social media and flavorful products. Whispers of potential FDA intervention began spreading as calls for stricter regulations grew louder. Some retailers quietly started removing ZYN flavors, fearing future backlash. The fall begins. In 2022, the FDA banned Juul's products in the US, citing safety concerns and lack of regulatory approval. The once $38 billion company was now worth a tiny fraction of its peak valuation. By 2023, Juul was a shadow of its former self, struggling to survive against heavy regulation and lawsuits. ZYN's uncertain future. With growing lawsuits, regulatory scrutiny, and a potential FDA crackdown, ZYN could be heading towards the same fate. If regulation tightens, ZYN may be forced to remove flavors or reformulate its product like Juul. If a ban on flavored nicotine pouches happens, ZYN's appeal could plummet overnight. The biggest risk? Public perception shifting against ZYN, leading influencers and consumers to drop the brand, just like what happened with Juul. Let's take a look at ZYN versus another popular nicotine pouch brand, Velo. While ZYN is currently facing scrutiny, it's not the only player in the nicotine pouch game. Another major competitor, Velo, has been quietly gaining ground. Both brands offer a smokeless, spit-free nicotine experience, but their strategies, regulations, and market positions could determine which one survives the longest. So how does Velo compare to ZYN? Well, let's look at ZYN's strategy. It's owned by Philip Morris International. ZYN has the advantage of massive funding and global reach. It was one of the first widely adopted nicotine pouches in the US, becoming the market leader. Heavy marketing and social media virality helped ZYN gain a strong foothold among young adults. It also offers multiple strengths, 3 mg, 6 mg, and a wide variety of flavors. Velo, however, is owned by British American Tobacco. Velo was positioned as a direct competitor to ZYN, backed by another tobacco giant. Initially launched in Europe before expanding into the US market to compete with ZYN. It offers similar nicotine strengths, but has struggled to match ZYN's brand dominance. Some users claim Velo has a harsher feel, making ZYN the more popular choice for first-time users. ZYN's regulatory challenges. Under increasing FDA scrutiny due to claims of appealing to minors, lawsuits allege that its marketing tactics mimics Juul's, making it a likely target for future bans. If the FDA enforces stricter flavor bans, ZYN's appeal could diminish. Velo is also facing regulatory challenges, though Velo has managed to stay under the radar more than ZYN, possibly because it isn't as mainstream in the US. However, as regulatory bodies crack down on nicotine pouches as a whole, Velo could soon face the same challenges. British American Tobacco has already been fined for misleading health claims regarding its nicotine products, a warning sign for Velo's future. So who will survive? Why ZYN might fall first? Bigger public profile equals bigger target for regulators. It also has a more viral appeal among young users, making it a prime candidate for legal action. And if flavors or high-strength options get banned, ZYN's competitive edge could disappear overnight. Why Velo might last longer? Well, they're less mainstream, therefore they have less attention, and it may allow it to adapt more quietly. Velo has already been experimenting with different nicotine delivery formats beyond pouches, and Velo has positioned itself as a more global brand, meaning it can pivot to different markets if the US cracks down. So will both fail, or will only one survive? At the end of the day, both ZYN and Velo face an uphill battle. If nicotine pouches go the way of Juul, both brands could be in serious trouble. But if Velo can learn from ZYN's mistakes and avoid becoming the next regulatory scapegoat, it just might outlive its biggest competitor. The question is, will it be enough? So is ZYN doomed? The writing is on the wall. ZYN's trajectory looks eerily similar to Juul's, and if history repeats itself, the nicotine pouch empire could crumble just as fast as it rose. The question is, will ZYN learn from Juul's mistakes, or is it already too late? By 2024, ZYN's momentum started to slow. With increasing regulatory pressure, new restrictions on nicotine pouches were introduced. Major retailers faced lawsuits for selling to underage users, leading to stores pulling ZYNs from shelf. And then, the biggest hit, public perception began to shift. People who once swore by ZYN began speaking out about the addiction struggles, withdrawals, and unexpected side effects. The same influencers who built ZYN's hype started distancing themselves, and just like that, the brand's image started to crack. So is this the end of ZYN? While the company is still fighting to survive, history suggests that products under heavy FDA scrutiny rarely come out unscathed. If regulations tighten, we could see ZYN reformulate its product, remove certain flavors, or face the same fate as Juul, banned, sued, and wiped from store shelves. One thing is for sure, the nicotine industry is always evolving, and ZYN's future, well, it looks a little shaky. What do you think? Will ZYN survive, or is this just another doomed nicotine trend? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for watching the video. Make sure to check out some of my other videos here if you're interested. Thanks.